Hello, Uncle from TacticalGamer.com here. This is another mission editing tutorial for ArmA 3. We're talking about addActions. This is video 3 in the series on addActions, where we're going to talk about the script or code. So far we've been using the script, where in an addAction we just put a name on an addAction that's going to show out on the object, and then we basically reference a script that we write. But you don't have to do the script, you can just put the code right into the addAction. So I'm going to quickly show that. So if I get over into my editor, I've created another scenario, and all I've done is I've placed my playable unit, named him squad leader, given a couple of AI units to it called friend 1 and friend 2. I put down a flag and named it flag Rogaine. Okay, because this is at Rogaine on Stratus. Did put in the Game Master module, so I want to use that later on. It's there. And over at the Camino firing range, I placed another flag called Flag Camino. Alright, so basically I'm going to do a quick teleport tutorial, but I'm not going to add the actions in the editor here. What I'm going to do is just add them right in game. Okay, so let's get into the scenario. Okay, so got my two AI units here.
Stop. Solid copy.
Get them to stop, and if I go over to this flag, you can see if I bring up the debug console that I've got my cursor target is flag Rogaine as it was named in the editor. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is flag Rogaine, addAction. Okay, on the addAction we're just going to basically teleport from here to the flag of the Rogaine, or Camino. So teleport Camino. Now instead of putting in a script here, which what we did before, I'm just going to put all the code I need right in here, and the code needs to be in between these two curly brackets. Alright, then I'm just going to end the addAction. I'm not going to worry about the other parameters for now. Alright, and it would look like that. So the easy way to do it is put in the formatting we need for the rest of the addAction, so then we could just type the code in the middle here and not have to worry about it, because I often get mixed up with what curly brackets, square brackets I need on the end of it, so it's easier just to throw this in here and put the code in the middle. So basically in this one I always know that the player is going to walk up to the object, and so I can teleport the player in this addAction, because the addAction is local only to each player that activates it, so there's no problem with using player here. So player set position, and I'm just going to get the position of the flag Camino. Alright, and then I would need the semicolon there to finish that off, and the rest of this all makes sense. So locally execute that. Okay, and there I've got the addAction teleport Camino, and when I activate it I'm instantly teleported to the flagpole Camino. So to make this nice and easy, I'm just going to now change this Camino addAction teleport Rogaine, and set myself to the flag at Rogaine. And there I am. So it's that easy. What if I wanted to teleport my whole group? Okay, then I'm going to do a little bit different code. Okay, so I'm going to put this on Rogaine. So teleport group Camino, Now, just to clean this all up, I'm going to just clean that out. And what I want to do is do a for each loop. So let's do this in a new window over here. Make it easier. Basically, I want to go do a set of code for each, and then it would be units in my group. Alright, so I want to teleport each of the units in my group, and I put in the same code as before, except for it's going to be x set position, and then get position flag Camino. So this code is going to be executed on each unit that it's in, each unit that is in my group, and that should do that. So if I just grab this, right, copy it, go back to my editor in here, and then Control V to paste it. Now I should have the teleport group Camino, and my whole group is here.
Move back.
Copy. Standing by.
Alright, now let's add passing an argument to our code. Okay, so now what we're going to do is change the way we're going to actually pass an argument to our code. So in this case, let's take a specific scenario in the editor. I want, for whatever reason, for players to be able to choose to deploy from Camp Rogaine here or Camp Camino at the beginning of the mission, but they're going to spawn at Rogaine. So I'm going to have a teleporter that makes it available for them to teleport for, let's say, 60 seconds. They can immediately choose to get over there and then deploy from Camino firing range if they so choose. But after 60 seconds, the choice has been made, and any players that join in progress after that, or not even that, let's say players always have 60 seconds to choose. All right, after that they're in this scenario, the teleport option goes away. So let's get this started by creating a trigger. Okay, the trigger is going to run once as soon as the simulation starts on that player or on that client, and it's going to set a time limit. Teleport time limit is equal to 60 seconds. Let's say I want to hint it as well so you know what it is. Hint format and then I'm going to pass, in the place of %1 is going to be teleport time limit. Alright. That should finish that, and that would give me my indication of how long that time limit is. The reason why I'm doing it this way, let's say I had teleporters from several different places where different players were maybe able to spawn at, and I wanted them to be able to choose to consolidate, right? So if I had a bunch of different teleporters around and I wanted to add an addAction to each of them, but have it all limited by being able to change that limit in only one spot. That's why I'm using an argument to pass a parameter to my addActions. Alright, now let's add another trigger very quickly. That is just going to be the condition if time is greater than teleport time limit. That's just going to let us know the time limit has been exceeded. Hint Alright, just as a way of informing players that it's over. Now let's work on creating that addAction. Basically, for this one, for the flag Rogaine, what I want to do is add an addAction to it. is going to be teleport Camino. It's going to execute the code in between these brackets, and the argument it's going to pass to it is time limit. Oh, no, teleport time limit. Alright, so let's work on the code that's going to go in here. So that code first needs to check to see whether or not the time limit has been exceeded. If the time limit has been exceeded, then it's going to stop running any further code. So it's an if exit with statement. So if time is greater than teleport time limit, which in this case, let's say I didn't use a global variable for whatever reason, I'm going to use this select 3, because the things that are passed to the addAction script are, right, this select 0 is the unit that the addAction was put on. This select 1 is the unit that called the addAction, alright, and this select 3 is the ID of the addAction in the scroll wheel menu for that player, and select, that would be select 2, select 3 is the any additional arguments that we pass, and since we're only passing 1 and it's not an array, it's very simply this select 3, so which we know is the teleport time limit. However, so then it's exit with, and then the code that will be executed on the exit with is in the curly brackets, and that would be int been exceeded so teleport is no longer available. Okay, the next line in the code I wanted to execute is the actual teleportation, because if it didn't exit the code, it's going to then teleport that player. So that player is this select 1, right, which is the unit that called the addAction, and then set position, and we'll get the position of the flag Camino. And let's just give them a hint as well. So it would be, I could have used player up here, but I'm going to use it down here, side chat. Right, now, in order to make this code work, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it all in one line. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it into here. And I'm simply just going to undo my putting it in one line, because we're going to come back to that later. Anyway, so here is the addAction that I want to put on that flag at Rogaine. Copy that. Into here, if I were to paste it into the init of this unit, I would be creating a little bit of an error, because the way the simulation is going to start is it's going to place all the objects in the simulation, it's going to run their initializations, and then it's going to start checking the conditions of triggers, which is when it's going to set the time limit. That would be a problem for me, because I would have already put an addAction on that's referencing a time limit that hasn't been set yet. So instead of putting it in here, I am going to put the addAction into this trigger, so I know the time limit has been set before it creates an addAction that's using that time limit. So I paste that in there, and we should be golden. Okay, let's run the scenario and see how well we did. Teleport is only available for 60 seconds. If I press escape, I can see I'm in under 60 seconds. Okay, I should be able to choose the teleport option, and I've been moved to Camino. Okay, I'm going to just
What's your
simply
position?
move myself back using that code, executing it locally, and I'm back at Rogaine. Tell my guys to stop.
Understood?
Now, what I would need to do, right, as I'm just waiting for 60 seconds to be up. 60 seconds are up. I should get a new hint telling me the time limit is over. And now if I go to teleport, it tells me the time limit has been exceeded and teleport is no longer available. Cool. So let's take a look at if passing the argument to a script changes instead of doing it through the code. Okay, so I'm going to go back out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the code out of this addAction. So this addAction, here's the name and here's the code. So from here down to there was my code, and I'm just going to make it into a script. Teleport Camino and teleport time limit. Oh, yeah, look at that. Flag Rogaine addAction, teleport Camino, teleport Camino, right, .sqf, there we go. And that's going to then call it as a script instead of that. Everything else stays the same here. I'm just going to pass an argument. So let's go back. So now I just need a script that says this, right? So I'm going to go this, I'm going to copy that. I am going to go into that mission folder. I'm going to create a new file called teleport Camino.sqf. Paste that code in, and it's going to do the same thing. Okay, be no different. Now let's say I want to change my time limit and make it only 15 seconds. I can do that. And if I had multiple teleporters now, they would all be doing the same thing based on teleport time limit. Here, addAction, and passing that. So I'm told the time limit is 15 seconds.
Solid copy.
I get all the same functionality as I had before. Right? Teleport is no longer available because 15 seconds is up. It works the same way. Whether or not you want to write a script or throw the code in, it's just that it's so nice to be able to be right in the editor, add code into your addAction, and not have to flip over and write a script. Just depends on what's easy for you at the time. So that's Uncle from tacticalgamer.com, and next up we will be looking at some of the other parameters in the addAction, which are very, very easy, so that should be a very short lesson, and then a little bit about the condition. Okay. All right, take care.